Hey everyone, how's it going? So, E3 was 2 months ago. More than 2 months ago? It happened at the start of June. It kicked off the summer. And now we only really have a few weeks of summer left. So this is just an excellent time to talk about some of the games I've been following since the Electronic Entertainment Expo. And in my notes, this originally started out as 10 games I've been following since E3. But to be honest, I haven't really been following 10 games. I think I've only been following 3 or 4 or 5. I don't know. We're going to talk about it as we dive into this video. So they're all going to appear on the screen right now with timestamps. So if you want to just jump around at your own pleasure, please do so. And I want this video to express my impressions on these titles and just like why I'm excited to see how they turn out, both over their development and at their launch date. So let's jump right in. The first game up on our list is 12 Minutes, which is developed by Louis Antonio. It's slated for a 2020 release on the Xbox and the PC, and is an adventure game told from a top-down perspective, which is something we seldom see from these narrative-driven titles. It looks like the entire game is played out in the apartment of a married couple, but I'm sure you might get to wander a little bit. And you control the husband, who's taking actions in a literal 12-minute time span. Then some sort of result occurs before you get a chance to reset. So in short, this is a time loop thriller as you're trying to piece together the truth of what is going on, and it just looks awesome. Here's a little clip to tease you.
Why are you doing this? My father died
of a heart attack?
No, I didn't have anything to do with...
Any second now, he's gonna knock on that door. Help me.
This isn't happening. This can't be happening.
Police, open up.
That's him.
Did you call the police?
We have a warrant.
I'm a really big fan of thrillers and a bigger fan of tight, innovative storytelling, and this seems to check both of those boxes, so I really can't wait to see more of 12 Minutes. The second title on this list is probably the most, AAA hype mainstream of it all, and that's Minecraft Dungeons. Now, I'm not a big Minecraft fan. It's something that I was maybe a little too old for or something. I don't know, the ship sailed on me. I never got into it, but I always enjoyed the countless discussions that I was kind of brought into with family and friends about why they loved Minecraft and what made it awesome, and all of the game's intricacies and facets. And it's something I've always appreciated from kind of like an arm's length, but when the trailer dropped for this game, I was incredibly excited. A local 4-player cooperative dungeon romp is one of my favorite genre of games, more and more as I think I get later into my 20s, because I never really managed to play hack and slash games for very long solo anymore, so teaming up with my buddies on the couch, well, I mean, that just sounds great to me. The customization options look great for a title that I thought was going to be a little more bare bones. It looks like we have classes, items, equipments, power-ups. It all just looks immensely gratifying. If you've ever described a Diablo meets Minecraft and being able to play it with 3 friends on your couch, well, I'm sold. I can't wait to see more. The third title on this list is Greedfall, and it's the game that I'm the most skeptical of, but it's the game I really perhaps want the most to succeed. Spider Games has a mixed history, and their last release, which was Technomancer, was something that was always on my radar, but the reviews always kind of described it as a pale comparison to Mass Effect, which it obviously took a lot of inspiration from, but I guess now with Andromeda and distancing ourselves from the glory days of BioWare, I might want to go back and revisit it, but perhaps after I tackle Greedfall. And here, Spider Games seems to have found something that's not super common in fantasy role-playing games. They have a clearer, more distinct identity, and it's some sort of early modern gunpowder fantasy adventure. You're playing as a diplomat in some kind of sort of colonial conflict. There's a big hole to fill in the third-person action RPGs now that everybody's trying to go catch the live service hype, and now that BioWare, for the most part, has kind of fallen out of favor. This game has been described to abolish side quests and to introduce more meaningful nodular storytelling. Sounds kind of cool. Choices and consequences galore, and you're being able to craft a character in some sort of late Renaissance world. We have frigates, and it looks like there's some kind of indigenous versus colonizer tension here going on, except they kind of look like druids, so that looks really cool. They just released a few days ago the Companions trailer, which I'll link below, and it hit every single BioWare button I have. It has a dynamic cast that interacts with your choices in real time. The companions could leave if you're kind of an idiot or you piss them off. You can form multiple relationships with them. And it just really makes me want Greedfall to succeed, because I'm dying for a third-person action, adventure, role-playing game. And very much in the BioWare vein. And if these guys can do it great, well, you can bet I'm going to be watching closely as this game releases on September 10th of this year for the Xbox, PS4, and PC. The third game on this list is called Unexplored 2, Wayfarer's Legacy. And the reason why it's on here is because I've always been drawn to games with a sense of exploration. What's across that river? What's over that mountain? What's in that cave? These are all stuff I always ask when I play video games, and it's probably why I have a very hard time ever really completing an open world game. But taking that same curiosity and putting it into a more focused experience mixed with roguelite mechanics and amazing art design is exactly what Unexplored 2 Wayfarer's Legacy is shaping up to be. It's set to come out on PC and consoles in 2020, and it's already live with open access on Fig. Unexplored 2 is a sequel to the original Unexplored, which was released back in 2017, and seeing this sequel has certainly put the original on my radar. But it's now with 3D environments and characters, and it's just shaping up to be an exciting title. I'm more than eager to embark on this quest to destroy some ancient MacGuffin relic and explore the unexplored in Ludomotion's upcoming title. El Hijo, not to be confused with the 2019 psychological thriller on Netflix, is described as a spaghetti western stealth game. It's about a little kid trying to escape some Abbey and on a quest to find his mom. Sounds great, right? From an artistic perspective, I love the direction of this game. It looks like it's kind of an isometric viewpoint and the levels are some kind of elaborate puzzle. And I always love to see how games push like the non-violent space in video games, and an isometric stealth platformer sensation with a very Mexican and Latin vibe is something that looks to offer both a distinct but hopefully memorable and novel experience. The developer's website also says that I'm going to get to jump into laundry baskets, bathtubs, and coffins to stay hidden. Key emphasis on laundry baskets there. That sounds like some fun shit. The last title on this short list is probably the one that we know the least about. It only has gotten a cinematic trailer so far, but Gods and Monsters is slated to come out in February 2020, which as we get to the end of summer is a lot closer than you might think. We still only really know two things about Gods and Monsters. First, it's from the creators of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and two, it looks pretty evident that it continues on in the vein of the mythology of antiquity, and definitely looks like some sort of Hellenistic romp through an archipelago filled to the brim with all kind of big baddie guys to fight. All we have is this cinematic trailer to go off of, but I have enjoyed my time so far that I've spent with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and this does seems like a better, more natural continuation of both Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey. I'm sure Ubisoft can only go down the Gods and Monsters route so far before they totally abandon the Masyaf roots of the franchise, so it makes sense to develop a title that seems to fit better, a new IP, rather than do whatever they were doing with my boy Ezio. Also, I think Ubisoft has a pretty good track record with its smaller titles, at least for me personally. Like, I love Rayman, Valiant Hearts, and Far Cry Blood Dragon. So I've been checking on Gods and Monsters since its June reveal to see if they have come out with anything, but as of, I don't know, August 20th something, they haven't. So be sure to keep it on your radar as we get closer and closer to wintertime, I guess. And that's it, folks. I wanted to keep this brief. I hope this is brief. So, what are the games that you are stoked for that have been revealed since E3? I guess Gamescom has come out too now. So, what was your favorite trailer? What was your favorite game? What has been your, looks like to be the biggest disappointment? I don't know. Let me know. Bye for now. Or, I'll see you guys soon. Yeah, so, like that, you know.